morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today we need to talk about some new special illustration rares that are coming around in, well, Terastal Festival over in Japan, Prismatic Evolutions over here. And this is a bit of a weird one, because it's been a few weeks since Japan revealed Terastal Festival. And when they revealed Terastal Festival, they were like, hey, we've got Eevees. But they didn't tell us about special illustration rares or shiny Pokemon or anything along those lines. All of that was completely missing from the initial reveal. But then the press release came out for Prismatic Evolution, the English equivalent set. Won't be exactly the same, but it's the same kind of thing. It's the equivalent set. It's the one with all the Eevees, etc. And in that press release, we were told 32 special illustration rares. And there's nowhere else for them to have come from. They had to be from Terastal Festival, because there just isn't anywhere else for those special illustration rares to come from. So it was all a little bit confusing. Then we saw this, which is the back of the poster from the poster collection. And actually we went, oh, hang on a second. All of the evolutions are getting special illustration rares. And that's lovely, but let's face it, the quality of the poster we've got so far is, I think, suboptimal is the best way to put it. And even then, that's 9, and 9 is good, but we were told 32. We're told 32 are coming. We've seen 9. What about the other 23? Well, we've started to get our answer this morning, because 5 have been revealed, and they are reprinted. And I want to start off with what is clearly the best of them, although to be fair, several of them are amazing. The Dragapult EX Special Illustration Rare by Jerky. I love this one. This one is amazing. Because it's a Terastal Pokemon, I'm assuming, there is going to be a lot of people making comparisons to the legendary bird trio by Higanosuke, because it's got the whole kind of prism glass thing going on. I don't blame you, honestly. I know a lot of people are going to make that comparison. I am cool with it. I don't think this is quite on the level of that Higanosuke artwork. I am incredibly biased, but I do think it is an absolutely stunning card, and this is absolutely one which I want. I want this card. I got 4 boxes of Terastal Festival pre-ordered, and honestly, I don't think that's enough. I think I need to up my order. Now, of course, when it comes to Dragapult, this is kind of cool, because Dragapult never got a special illustration rare before. Some Pokemon do, some Pokemon don't. Back in Twilight Masquerade, we got ourselves regular Dragapult, and we got ourselves full art Dragapult, but that was where it ended. There were 7 special illustration rares in Twilight Masquerade. None of them were Dragapult. So now this is our chance to get a fancy version of Dragapult, which, not for nothing, is one of the best cards in the game. It remains good. It's always there or thereabouts. We saw a second place finish for it in Lille recently. We saw it win in Dortmund in the first European regional of the season. So basically, it's still a top-tier deck. 2 energy, it does 200 to the active, but it also drops 6 damage counters onto the bench. It's awesome. And of course, with the introduction of Sparkling Crystal in Stellar Crown, it's a card that got way better. What else gets a special illustration rare for the first time? Nothing. There's 4 more I'm going to show you. All 4 of these have already had a special illustration rare, but Dragapult gives us hope that EXs that didn't previously get a special illustration rare can now. As a side note, I just want to go back to the press release before I show you the rest of these. The press release specifically says 32 special illustration rare Pokemon EX and supporter cards. It says nothing about illustration rares. I am not expecting any regular illustration rare, just special illustration rares. And with the 9 evolutions plus the 5 I'm showing you today, that's 14 out of 32. There's still 18 slots open. So my favourite is a Dragapult. What's my second favourite from today? Gholdengo. Something about Gholdengo just makes it look so good on like every card it's in. We've got Shigenori Nagishi here, just drawing a Gholdengo surfing around the city with a nice little trail behind him, and oh yeah, it's dropping coins left, right, and centre. It's wonderful. But is it better than the one we got in Paradox Rift? Because this is not the first Gholdengo that we've had. Back in Paradox Rift, we got regular Gholdengo. We got full art Gholdengo. But then we got the special illustration rare. And the special illustration rare for this one is absolutely stunning. And it makes a pair with the Gimmighoul illustration rare from the set. They literally connect, they're one image. And here's the thing. For me personally, I think this new one is better. I'm just putting that right out there. I think the new one is better. But I do love how the old one connects. And that makes me very happy. But then you do evolve one into the other. So, you know, I still think the new one is better. Komiyama's artwork on the old card is phenomenal. But I like the new one a little bit better. And Gholdengo is good. And I showed you the other day that with the introduction of Energy Search Pro in Surging Sparks, Gholdengo has become a much better deck now. It used to be basically yellow over in Europe, showing us how good it was. Now it's a legit deck all over, and I don't think it's a coincidence that we're reprinting good cards here, because, well, all of the reprints I'm showing you here are all good. Like Teal Mask Ogerpon, which is honestly probably the best Terra Pokemon, best EX we've got right now. Because remember, it is a crucial part of the Raging Bolt deck, which is a top tier deck. And it is a crucial part of the Regidrago deck, which is a top tier deck. And it's just kind of an engine in and of itself. Use it with Energy Switch to accelerate grass energy around the field. And basically this is just like top tier Pokemon status. And now we've got another special illustration rare. And I say another because, of course, if we go back to Twilight Masquerade, we had the regular, and we had the full art, and we had a gold version of this, and we had a special illustration rare. We already had 4 different distinct prints of this card, and that's not including the 2 promo prints, one of which we don't have. We didn't need another version of this card. But I kind of love that we've got it. Like, this is one of the coolest cards around, right? It is one of the best cards in the game. So bringing it out here with multiple different versions kind of makes sense. And do remember, there was the alternate art of this, which Korea have had, but we haven't, which has been confirmed for Terastal Festival. So that kind of explains why we're getting it here. Also, any card that gets a special illustration rare is going to have a version in the set. I don't know if we're going to get this in Prismatic Evolutions, honestly. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. The special illustration rare we will. The reprints, the alternate art, that is a question. But do remember the version we got in Twilight Masquerade, we got all 4 versions of Ogerpon, all with artwork by Yanikeiji here. So I kind of like that they all match. I don't know how I feel about having just one off on its own doing its own thing. But I do love the artwork. We're also getting ourselves a Bloodmoon Ursaluna by Yanikeiji here, and oh my word, it's awesome. This is just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And yes, I did just say that name a second ago. This is the artist who did the 4 Ogerpon in Twilight Masquerade. And what I love about this is that we've got Bloodmoon Ursaluna looking angry. Proper angry. Because we got an alternate art the other day in the Ursaluna EX box of this Pokemon looking what can only be described as derpy. So the idea here that we've got these 2 artworks of the same Pokemon looking nothing alike makes me genuinely happy. I think this is brilliant. I still think I'd rather play the derpy version though, honestly. But don't forget that back in Twilight Masquerade, we had a bunch of these. We had the regular version to go again with the promo I literally just showed you. And we did have a special illustration rare of this card in Twilight Masquerade as well. So it's another Pokemon for which we weren't desperate for a new version. Like we didn't need a new version of Bloodmoon Ursaluna. Oh, there was a gold version as well. Of course there was a gold version. But look, it's a cool card. It is a great card. Like, it's very, very playable. The attack cost comes down by 1 for each prize card your opponent's taken. And then Blood Moon is 5 energy, 240, but that comes down by 1 for every prize your opponent's taken. And it's a basic Pokemon that uses colorless energy. Really nice. Sees a bunch of play, teched into a bunch of decks. And now we've got a new version of it. And it's an angry-looking version. But I do think it's very, very cool indeed. And then we finish off with Terapagos, a card which is starting to make its way competitively and really was the poster child of Stellar Crown. So if we're giving out new special illustration rares, this was always going to be on the list to get one. I just think it looks a bit too similar to the old one. Like, it's just a zoom in of Terapagos and lots of colours. I don't think it's bad. I think it's a good looking card. I just look at this and I'm like, do we need this? Like, look at the two Bloodmoon Ursaluna cards side by side. Dramatically different. Look at the two Gholdengo side by side. Dramatically different. I think if you put the two Terapagos side by side, like, they're not the same card, but I don't think they've got that same dramatic difference that we see from the others. I don't know, let me know in the comment section if you think I'm talking rubbish here. Of course, we did get regular Terapagos in Stellar Crown, and we got gold Terapagos in Stellar Crown, and we got the special illustration rare in Stellar Crown, but actually the full art got taken out of Stellar Crown to be used as a promo in the Ultra Premium Collection. But we are still getting that card, don't get me wrong. It's still a thing, it's still coming, we're good. And this is a cool card, but again, it's a bit too similar to the original one for me. I just think it's a bit, hey, it's Terapagos and we've zoomed in. Like, I'm not saying they're the same artwork, but I'm saying the styles are kind of similar. Whereas, like I say, Bloodmoon Ursaluna, look at the two special illustration rares, they could not be much more different. So there we go. And the exciting thing here isn't necessarily the 5 I've shown you, but the 18 that I haven't. There are 18 special illustration rares, at least, which are coming, which we haven't seen yet. And they could be ones that have already got special illustration rares, like 4 of the ones I've shown you here. Or they could be ones like Dragapult, which didn't get a special illustration rare initially, and now they get one here. Either way, I'm excited, but I want to know what you think. So let me know in the comment section, would ya? Go nuts! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk about Pokemon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord, and all kinds of fun things. And of course, get shout-outs on the channel like the lovely Evan Parker, who's been a supporter of ours for a while now and is a very lovely person. So shout out to them for the support and the loveliness. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.